Hello everybody and welcome back to the 2025 Formula 1 Esports Grand Prix. Today we are on the track Miami. We are in the States from an action-packed race in China, which we did see quite a lot of action in China. We saw a lot of difference in driving. We saw a lot of collisions with the top three, might I remember. Although we are on a fresh track, fresh slate, no one knows what's going to happen. I am once again joined by my co-star Julian, and we are going to be watching this race.
Good evening, everybody. Again, another Wednesday night of racing, and we are now on week 6, if I'm not mistaken. And there's only 2 more to go after this, Ethan. And again, championship's heating up a little bit. Miami, it is a very tricky track. It's nothing like we've seen before. We're back to what more or less like Jeddah. Oh, there's a bit of contact between
there's a little bit of contact
between Buttigieg and
someone got into the wall already.
I think it's Kay Muscat.
Kay Muscat has gone into the wall.
We've had a bit of contact, ladies and gentlemen, and we've just started the stream.
Their elbows are out, and there's not even been a lap done. I think you and I both know how this race is going to go.
It's going to get heated, I suppose. But I think Buttigieg has got to just keep his head calm. He's got a massive gap. He's literally got, if I'm not mistaken, 25 points of advantage. So if he wins today's race, he wins the next one, he's champion in
He'll
Imola.
be the champion. Will we be crowning a champion by Imola?
Well, as long as he gets a gap of over 25 in Imola, he's done.
Exactly.
That's it. And that's a championship done. And he goes to Monaco with his head held high. He can just enjoy the race, which is Monaco is an absolutely crazy race.
Yeah.
But Imola, it's going to be a real race. Miami, we're looking to see action-packed racing, but again, Miami, it's another street circuit, and we're going to probably see a lot of collisions and possibly a safety car.
Let's try not curse that, because I did not mention this last race or last stream, might I say, but we did not get a safety car in China.
We used the magic word of pace car.
That's the car. We are not using that word. I'm not going to be calling it the S word anymore.
I think this is going to be the section, Ethan, where this penalty will come through. It had contact, as you see there. You have contact there, and the car hits the wall, and you have a chance of losing your front wing, your front end plate, or possibly doing further damage. And again, as we've seen some test races, that it's really easy to lose your wheels here. If you just lose your traction, you hit a barrier, it's game over.
We've had quite a bit of favoritism towards these street circuits recently, haven't we? We had Saudi Arabia. We're going to be having Monaco. We had Australia, which is also a street circuit people are sure about, and then Miami, and then Rambo with a 128. That's a fast
lap times that we're able to look at is more or less.
Look at that. We have the race winner from last week saying a 132. Obviously, he's just getting the car dialed in. And Martinez with a 28.5.
Well, we're looking at more or less half a second off what we're expecting the guys to get to. We're expecting them to hit the 27s and possibly leaving the 26s. And that's not shabby the real eSport lads. Wow, flying goes Perry through the centre, for the first sector.
Now we're going to be following with Rambo. If you see here, this is the driver currently with the fastest lap in Q1. Now, obviously, we are at the very start of Q1. There's a lot left on the plate, a lot of food just ready for people to eat. Although you never really know. Who knows? Maybe this is the race. This the leading lap. You never know.
I think it's because most times you never know what's going to happen, and we are always sure that we don't know what's going to happen.
That's for certain.
We know what. As a moment, that the car really loses traction.
And there we go. Like I said, Borrell with a 127.5.
So I called it. 27s.
27s are the golden number. Now, do you think we're going to be seeing them go into the 26s? Now that is a bit of a.
It's shabby, but we're not too far from the eSport guys when we get to there. We're just like 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds off the eSports guys, which, again, those are running setups and other fantastic things to help them assist. And now we're seeing where the drivers are really pushing.
Yeah, exactly. But now I just want to bring attention to this. With China, we saw the lead drivers actually collide. It was, if I'm not mistaken, was it Laggy and...
Perry.
Laggy and
Perry just misjudged the braking zone. Sorry, Laggy misjudged the braking zone and ran into the back of him. But let's put it for our audience as well that Perry at the time was carrying a 3-second time penalty for track limit, so it wouldn't have really affected the results. But we are very much Perry fans. We're all fans of the big drivers at the front, front of the field.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you again. We just missed Vutis. He set a 27.3.
Well, I did tell you he was flying for that first sector. That was
crazy.
And he's now doing recovery mode to try and do a second lap. But you know what the question is? Laggy, our race winner, 11th place. He hasn't even set a lap yet. He's on his out lap.
He hasn't. He actually hasn't. That is wow.
Now again, elite. Let's put it for elite again in the mediums. Always on the mediums in the qualifying. And
by the way, I just want to say I'm going to be following this lap. I know. I think we're going to see something magical this lap coming from Laggy. He's now he's just finished his out lap, if I'm not wrong. Or is he on his out lap still? No, he's actually on his hot lap right now. He is on the soft compound tyres. Everyone is on soft compound except for Elite. Elite is on the medium. Why is this a thing we're having? We have one driver that wants to stand above the rest and go on a different compound tyre.
Maybe you want to get a bit more information for the race as opposed to you're going to probably most likely start in Miami on medium. The cars really move around a lot, and it's one of the lowest grip tracks as well, because it literally is only designed to be a street circuit. It runs around the Hard Rock Stadium. It's only designed for that.
I just want to say, Laggy has just set sector 1. His fastest is purple sector in sector 1. I know me and probably a few of the drivers are currently quaking in our shoes. I know this is going to be a very action-packed race. I'm ready for this. I am ready for an amazing day of racing, amazing night of racing, might I say, sorry. Get ready, because you never know what's going to happen. Will Laggy be able to take over the top spot from Buttigieg? We do know he likes to contest him quite a lot, and we do know he likes to just push that envelope a little bit further to just squeeze out those milliseconds, hundreds of seconds even, just to get past Buttigieg. And Buttigieg does like to respond. This is going to be quite a good track. I see it coming. Not a fan favourite, might I say. Miami isn't a favourite by a lot of the Formula 1 community. Although I think we're going to see some pretty good racing. Because if we can expect anything from China, we know it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely, and again, it's a different track. China was very fast and
there we go, 26.9.
Well, we said it.
There we go.
We said it.
We did say it.
We know.
Look, I don't think, you know what, I think we need to give some credit to ourselves. I don't think it's a commentator's curse. I think it's more of like a show.
We know the drivers.
Yeah, we know. We've got it's all scripted. We have all the script in front of us. That was meant to happen.
But if you notice the front so far with just under 10 minutes to go, the gap is massive. Between the first four, it's quite tight. But even so, Perry, who is a front runner, is almost a second away from Laggy. And this is, again, early runnings.
He is in the pits. He's gone into the pits. So we don't know what's happening. Vuti, if we just see him now, he's finished his out lap. And he's done a hot lap, and he got a 27.1. It's really good lap. Very good lap. Although, Laggy's currently, as it stands, is currently running away with it.
It's going to be a difficult one. I think Laggy, if he plays his cards correct, he can get back in this championship. And again, back to the points. We've got Vuti on 106 points. With Laggy 81, so the closest rival, and Perry is only 5 points behind Laggy, and we know Perry is feeling a bit gritty about last week.
Oh yeah.
But he needs to. This is a track that it's very easy to make also corner cutting, even though there's walls. There are some corners that favour a bit. You can just cut.
And right, to be fair, it's more so into that turn 14, turn 15, that like little chicane under the overpass. That's where you're going to see a lot of drivers, especially if they're going to be going in at too wide, which is not really a corner you can do that on. You're going to see some penalty points being given out. If we'll see now, we're actually following footage to that corner. Look how tight it gets. Well, I think that might have been a warning on his path. That looks like he went over the white line.
That one was cheeky. He's just kept the two left tyres off it. But he's
oh no, actually, no, he did. He went over track limits. His lap was invalidated.
You said it. But
it just shows.
That chicane section is really tight. Oh, it's a one-way road for that. There ain't going to be no two-way.
There's nothing. There's no way. It's not a dual carriageway. That is definitely for sure.
It's going to be difficult. I think even we're going to see the hardest race of the season, and it's getting to a time where it's getting gritty, and we don't know where everything's going. But to be fair, we shall see where the race is going to go. And I think it's going to be Perry playing against Laggy to see where everyone's at. But again, everyone out on the in lap, so watching Laggy, who seems to be on a hot lap. So let's go on with him and see if he can smash under that 26.9.
You know what? I genuinely think Laggy, he's obviously set the benchmark lap. He sent the lap everyone wants to get. What worries me is that, Vuti is quite close to him, but to break to that 26 bracket is quite a big margin to break into.
You've got to have a lot of confidence in the front tyres in the circuit, because the rear tyres always stick out because of the power, because of oversteer, and it's just not what you need. But having a look at this, Laggy's cut out. Just have to hear the engine for a second. He wasn't on full throttle, so he's coming in.
He's probably right. He's running out of petrol. That's the issue. Mind you, these drivers do race till their tank is empty for these qualifying sessions.
Here with Martinez, but he's also on an in lap. So a lot of drivers on the in lap at the moment. Perry, again, just to go on with Perry as well.
This is got off. You know what? Fair enough to that driver. Don't know who that was. That might have been Urco. It might have been Urco. I think that might have been Urco. You know what? He got out of the way. That is great sportsmanship from everyone.
It's what we want to see. We want to see drivers being clean. We don't want to see drivers.
No, we don't want any incidents. We want to try and avoid the The pace car. The pace car.
The
pace car. We don't want to use the S
We're
word.
in America, so NASCAR fans.
You know what? That's the issue. That is what we're saying here. Now we're in America, we can't use our terminology here. We are not. Can't use European terminology. We have to use the pace car.
I think the pace car's going to be infamously coming out.
Again,
it's not being a competition because it's being honest and realistic.
Being realistic.
When you got guys who are competing to the end, we hope no one's dirty.
Actually, Vutis just come out of the pits. Vutis is on his out lap currently. Borrell, if I'm not wrong, is on his hot lap. Is he? It would seem he is, but I don't think he is. He must not be. This is unless he's doing it. His lap was invalidated. That is very fair. Let's go into Perry. Actually, he's about to set himself up for a hot lap.
Now Perry, I want to follow up with Perry.
I think that's
there's
what we
a
need
lot to talk about. Senor Perry from the last race.
Oh yeah, no, you already know he's going to come into this with.
He's heated. He wants his championship.
He might have an attitude this race, which we've not seen from Perry. To be fair, he's normally a very calm and collected driver.
Everyone's been nice and smooth, but it's getting to the end, and like I said in China, things are going to heat up. And it's some people don't like it, but we like it, obviously, for the entertainment.
No, definitely. The drivers don't like it.
I've got a driver on the inside here, just coming off of T1. But everyone's got out the way. Yeah, okay. He's clearly out the way. Very on the runoff.
I think he's parking the car and getting out and going to have a swim in the sea. I think that's. I mean, we are in Miami. I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, flying through the loss of traction.
Oh my god! But you know what? It just shows Perry. He just knows how to control the car even when it is sliding.
Yeah, but that corner's infamous for track limits onto the back straight, and the back straight you need a good run out of there. So
yeah, no.
Perry's still on overtake mode, so he's using his ERS. He's really
although
using
his ERS with DRS, that is a bit counterintuitive, I would say.
Well, I think you use both, and it gives you a massive boost on the straight.
But with so much left of the track, I think he should have been conserving it a bit better.
Well, if he's put it into none now because he knows this section you don't need power, you need something to be smooth. But he's really just not made that very neat and tidy.
That was lovely how he took that corner, man. So that was smooth.
But before that, it was just
look how close they get to the wall. I think that wall is gonna claim some victims today.
It's gonna be difficult. I think for everybody home watching, they're gonna be. Don't know who you're supporting this evening. Again, we always encourage it. Put it on the chat. Who you're
definitely, I fully agree
today. But again, the track's gonna not play up very easily.
And now we're gonna be watching Perry come around in the last corner. What time is he gonna set? Is he gonna set a time to contest the lead? I don't think that is today. A 28 flat.
He's far off, you know.
He's quite far off the pace. Not a lap you'd expect from Perry.
And it wasn't close to his lap. That
there was not.
Set.
And Elite has pushed into the fourth grid
This is the problem now for Perry. He's getting back in the back, and we're going to see what happened to Elite in the previous races.
Could he have lost confidence? He might have lost confidence in China.
I really hope not, because realistically, it had nothing to do with him. It had something to do with Laggy.
You know what I mean? And I think we're going to be seeing. Yeah, we might be seeing a. Are we seeing a fastest lap from Laggy again? Is he going to try and break his record?
He's going to put the pressure on Vutis. He's thinking, I've got this. Put away sunshine.
Vutiji, we're just saying, Vutiji's coming out of his hot lap. What is he going to be saying? Is he going to be saying a quicker time? This is the 27th lap. He's
by 0.069. So he's close.
He's very close.
Really fast lap time.
Oh, that is a shocker.
He really isn't able to maximise that lap because he's just got a flat, but he wants a 26. He wants to put Laggy under it, and he wants to win, being the best driver of the series. I agree.
And you know what? All things considered with the drivers, yeah, there is quite a big margin from P1 with a 126 to P11 with a 128. I think this is the closest the grid's been in a long time.
I think they're a bit closer at the tracks with the pack itself. But the rear drivers might have been lagging behind.
Laggy with a 26.8!
There you go.
Now, that is what I mean when I say Laggy is the driver to beat.
Well, I just flick quickly about to Laggy, but Red Bull's still in his lap, and he's an overtake mode. He's ready. And
he's under the time. Are we going to see a dethroning of Laggy?
And we know Borrell loves his qualifying.
Borrell is quite good in qualifying. Which race was it? I think it was in Suzuka that he did set the fastest time.
Oh, it's using slipstream from the car on the slow lane.
You know what? But we respect that. We like to see that. And he takes his corner. How did he take? Lovely. A bloody lovely corner. And let's see these exits through these last few sets of corners into the finish line. What is he going to be getting? Is he going to be beating Laggy's time? He doesn't, but he gets a 1:27.7. That is still slower than his last time.
Oh, I think he just ran out over a bit of ERS.
Yeah, it would seem it. Now, here we're going with Woody. He's about to start his hot lap.
We're going to keep on this one.
It's definitely staying on.
And he's the only one at the moment very clearly who can put Laggy under paces, but Perry, big hitter. he's almost out of it already in the contention.
He's in the pits again. He's P5. I think this has to be the lowest position he's been in a qualifying ever, I'd argue, in the season.
I don't know what's going on with Perry, but it really is constant now. It's no jokes now. We started all the way in Bahrain, and we are now in Miami, and things are getting really hot, and this championship is slipping away from him.
We are nearing the end of the season as well, so he's not got a lot of time to make these mistakes. If it was near the start, you know, it's fair enough. You could say he's making some mistakes. He can make that back up in the later races. Although with where he is now, Miami, we've got Imola, and then the last race, Monaco, coming up.
Monaco's going to be championships away.
Monaco is going to be. I think Monaco is going to be more like bumper cars.
You've got a bit of contact in the wall. They're just hugging the right.
I don't think it disturbs his car as much, but this corner, those corners, that's what I mean. That's going to be the real issue in this race.
It's a go-kart track.
I think we're going to expect to see quite a lot of penalties.
I think it's going to be a penalty during race. I think it's going to be an action-packed race towards the wall, unfortunately, because again, the drivers have to have so much confidence in themselves not to touch the walls, or they're going to play it safe and slow down the pace.
And now, also, we're going to be into the last few corners with Vutaji. He still has quite a lot of ERS. He must use it all at this point to just get everything out of this car. Is he going to be beating Laggy's time? Wait, what is he going to be getting? Is he going to be getting an even faster time? He gets a 26.9. That's it. Even though Vutaji has not overtaken Laggy, he's now in the 26s.
He's on palm.
Laggy knows Vutaji is just in striking distance. He knows that he has to defend with all his might into this track. This is going to be a sensational track. Sensational T1. I can't wait. I really can't wait for this.
So what? 10 seconds ago, and Borrell.
This is
he's on it.
Oh, he's just ran out of petrol.
Let's see with Bone though, one of our slow guys in the back. But again, he's doing really, really well. And we know Bone fans out there. We love you, Bone. But again, let's not see us cut a wall. We've now got 2 races through, and he'll be able to complete. So we'll see, but we know with Urko and Bone, there's some rivalry.
There is some clashing between both those drivers. But now we're going to be seeing Bone. I think he's going to be. Oh, and he makes some contact.
He likes a bit. He likes to make a bit of action for us. You know what I mean?
Evidently, he likes the sponsor of crypto. I think he might be a crypto fan. Although 28-2. You know what?
He beat Urko.
He beat Urko and Jumba and K Muscat. K Muscat didn't even do a lap in.
He's in top 10. We forget. We laugh about Bone, but Bone did top 5 last week.
That's true.
Yeah, so we can't forget that. No. Our slower guys.
I don't want to jump
at the back of the grid are getting up to the top.
I don't want to jump the gun. I don't think Borrell set the fastest lap right
now. No,
I don't think so. His car is currently. Oh, who's this? What did you know? Wait a minute.
Well, he's run out of time.
Paid attention.
He's run out of time and there's no ERS. He's just setting up the car.
Yeah,
he just died in.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that does seem like that's the end of the qualifying session, doesn't it?
So provisionally, we got Laggy, Vutaji, and Borrell in our top 3.
That is lovely. And a surprise appearance from Elite in P4, Rambo P5, Perry P6, Martinez P7, Wilson P9, Wilson in P8, Bone in P9, Jumba in 10th, Urko in 11th, and then K Muscat in 12th.
It's just a common theme for K Muscat now, unfortunately.
Recently,
DNFs are not finishing sessions and races. It's just cleaning up a bit the driving and just being calm and understanding that this is like a practice session for him if he hasn't had the adequate practice during the week leading up to it. And unfortunately, these are guys who are just having some fun on a Wednesday evening, and we understand that. But look at top guys. They are pushing the limits.
They perform every race. So we know they can perform every race. And that's not to say all the drivers don't perform. Every driver performs to the best of their ability.
Exactly.
Although you can clearly tell some from the pack that aren't on the same level. But honestly, it just shows that this is a very diverse season.
Very much. And I think they're knowing that the level is going to step up in season 2, because there's got a lot of guys pending to join on the season.
That's the end of qualifying. And if we look at the time charts right now, Laggy set the fastest lap in Q1 with a 26.8. A sensational lap from this driver. But Vutaji said it quite late, although he is in striking distance. All I am quite sad to see from Perry in P6. Yeah. At 27.7. That's not what you want to see.
A big heavy hitter down in P6. He's in the middle of the pack, and he's got guys around him who are eager for a P5 finish. So again, it's going to be difficult. Definitely. And just noticing Elite, he did go into the soft tyre.
He did go into the soft. I hope so. That's why he ended up getting the P4 when he got off the mediums.
Absolutely. The mediums.
Well, we will be coming back to you shortly once the race starts to go underway in the formation lap. We'll see you now. And we are back in the action, just with our drivers now in the formation lap of this fantastic circuit. I think we're going to see some good racing.
I think it's going to be a good race, but again, like I said in qualifying, it's going to be very, very difficult for the drivers. I think it's going to be one of those that you need to be really smart, and if you're leading in your pack or leading the race, you need to be really, 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 really smart about how you're going to go about. So we have to see where everyone's going, and we need to see where the first pack goes with this race. I think it's going to be Buttigieg and Laggy going to pull it, and Perry hopefully can get through the grid and really, really get to the front.
I think we're going to see that from Buttigieg. I think we might see him overtaken to the first corner, but I just want to grab your attention. We just got raided by Party 6. Thank you very much to Ritzy RL. Thank you very much for that.
Although Who's your driver?
Who is your... You know what? If you're in the chat still, who is your driver of the day? And that is to anyone in this chat, anyone in this stream. Feel free, if you haven't commented before, comment, give your opinion. We'll read it, we'll talk about it, and then we can just see everyone's opinions on this, because that is really what makes sense with these races. You don't know anyone's opinions, you don't know what anyone wants, you can see everyone from here. But now, as the drivers get into their grid positions, we are currently with Buttigieg in P1, comfortably there. He knows this position very well, but he's also known to lose it quite easily as well.
He's on the inside though.
He is.
He's favourite on there. So here we go.
Here we go. And here we're waiting for the 4 red lights to go out, with 5 red lights, pardon me. And it's lights out, and away we go in Miami with some action-packed racing. What are we going to see from these drivers? As we can see, 3 wide. Whoa! Buttigieg out! Buttigieg's out of the race. Buttigieg's out of the race.
That's it.
That is it from the driver. That is something we...
But he's still in.
He's still in. But...
Oh my God.
What contact. What just happened there?
With Rambo, I'm mistaken.
It looked like Rambo. That is... Wow. We've already seen a big collision.
Went from the inside line all the way to the left and squeezed him. So at the end of the day, Buttigieg, it's a weird one for him to have to do. He had, literally as I said it, the advantage.
He had the advantage on that. That is not what you want to see if you're Buttigieg. That is such a shame. He's got... Thankfully, his car's not out of the race, but he's got front wing plate damage. We don't know, maybe his car has side pod damage. There might be even more damage to the car itself.
But this is what he doesn't need. And this puts the championship alive. This is basically for us as the commentators and the viewers at home what we needed. Really.
This is what we
needed the championship to spark a light.
Oh, and there's been a collision with Kay Muscat as well.
With Urko.
Kay Muscat and Urko getting into a bit of a
Hopefully
rustle.
he hasn't got a flat tyre from that because the end plate touched, but here comes Buttigieg to start making moves. And again, let me look at this. Perry still behind the lead.
Now we're going to go into Buttigieg. Look at this. 3 wide into the back straight. And what we're seeing here, Perry's overtaken Elite. He dives down. He takes that position, but Elite responds very quickly with a switchback. And he doesn't. He doesn't. Perry keeps that position. He pushes himself on P2. Wow. That is fantastic from what we've seen.
32-4 on the standing start. That's rapid.
Wow. I know, personally, that is quite fantastic from what we've just seen. Look at this. Just look at this driver. Look at all these positions that have been changing. Everyone, and I mean everyone. I can't predict anything that's going to happen. I can't predict anything. This is shocking from every driver. We've already seen Buttigieg out on the first lap. Into a wall. I couldn't believe that.
And he's going to make positions up, but he's going to lose so many points. Basically, at this point in this circuit, it's very difficult to overtake, and it's a very difficult track to start making your way up. It isn't China. It isn't, for example, Suzuka. It isn't tracks where you have a lot of places to overtake.
Exactly. But I just want to bring some attention to the tyre compounds everyone is using today. If you pay attention, everyone's on mediums. No one's deviated off of anything. We're all on the same strategy, it looks like.
It's going to be difficult, and I think hard tyres are going to be what's going to go next. Obviously, no one's going to go for the soft. But because this track's very abrasive and it slides a lot.
Are we going to see a 2-stop?
It could be a possibility, but I've just noticed the gap with Laggy is massive. Massive. And Perry's P2 now, obviously. But it's massive. It's going to take a lot from Perry to go catch Laggy. Laggy's a race to lose.
What I want to know is really what is happening with these drivers and how is this going to shake up the grid? Because mind you this, now that Buttigieg is now in P10. Oh, and sorry, Laggy with the fastest lap of the 130.
130, it's good.
Fantastic lap. Out in P1, already nearly 4 seconds clear of Perry. That is where he wants to be. He's at a DRS range completely. He is currently running away with it. And Buttigieg, he's already in P10. He's already made up 2%. P9. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and drive with Buttigieg? Very clearly, this is where the action is. He's doing a drive lap, and Has he pit? I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't pitted.
He hasn't pitted.
He's going to do his race. He's going to try and catch the guys ahead. He's going to try and get to the faster drivers, and he's going to try his best to just maintain a good rhythm. Because his hopes now is that Perry and Laggy, if they get together, have a collision.
And also, going to say, Rambo moving on Elite, trying to go around the outside of Elite, and I think he might make the move stick, but I don't know, is Elite going to respond with it? And Elite, there's contact! There's contact with Rambo and Elite, but Elite, you know what, all things said, Rambo gets away with it. Rambo's overtaking him into P3, Elite pushed down another grid slot. What happened there? I'm assuming just Elite didn't brake enough.
Wow, man, this is going crazy, and I did say this race track's going to cause a lot of havoc, and this is not what Buttigieg wants, because everyone's clumped up, yeah, but everyone's in a group, so when you're trying to make overtakes, it's not easy.
Exactly, but this just shows, we've already seen, currently we are seeing the top three like we've never seen it before. Normally, it's Buttigieg, Laggy, Perry, or any other way, you know, as we would say, but now Rambo's in the mix.
It's a massive battle for P3, and
that is what we love to see.
It's a massive,
and also
massive
Elite,
train.
Elite is going to have DRS. Elite's having DRS. What are we going to see from Elite? Is there going to be collision? It doesn't look like Elite makes that very easily.
Nice and
good driving from Rambo there. Bit of a late, quite early braking, I'd say. But you know what? There was no contact. That's all we want to know is. But then we're seeing Buttigieg overtaking the P7. Wait, has there been collision? There might have been some collision from what we're seeing.
Well, Jumbo was at the front.
Wait, I think we might want to see something.
Wait,
I think Bone might have had collision. Bone had something, and we had a safety car. And no, pace car. We still don't use it.
It's happening.
No, we don't.
We have to go back to our terminology, haven't we?
Oh Christ, we are in the States.
Oh,
the curse still does carry over, doesn't it?
The curse cap. And DNF for
K-Muscat. Another DNF.
It's a continuous theme, isn't it? And unfortunately for K-Muscat fans, it hasn't been easy to watch this season, hasn't it?
If we just want to pay attention to Bone, I think he might not have the end plates on his wings.
Perry's got a lifeline.
And I think I'm correct. He's currently got no plates on his wings.
It's nice and aerodynamically faster.
Yeah, it's now like an arrow. It is quite like an arrow. And wait, the VSC's already gone. VSC's already gone.
And the gap maintains with Laggy's going wide.
Fantastic.
Laggy wide.
Laggy did go, but Laggy, mind you, he's still 4 seconds ahead of Perry. He can sacrifice those few little fractions of seconds. But now look at the midfield. The midfield is very much pushed together, and I'm just saying, I'm referencing this as the midfield. This is P4. This is P4. This is not the midfield.
And Elite.
But look at this, three drivers, and what are we seeing? We're seeing Martinez and Rambo trying to attack Elite. Martinez is getting bold, trying to look at those little gaps in this car, on this track. Looking at Elite's driving pace, seeing will he make a mistake? And now he's going to have DRS. I think we're going to see an overtake from Martinez, but he's just a bit too far back. But now we see Elite going in, a bit of a wide approach to that corner. And Martinez capitalizes on that and overtakes Elite to take P3 from him. This is fantastic. I don't want to mention this because it is I would say it's quite rude to say, Buttigieg crashing out has caused for some sensational driving in the podium positions.
I know that, but Laggy is showing who's the man, isn't he? He really wants his championship now, and he's now got his gift, basically.
He has.
He's now putting it possibly to Monaco.
It might be an early Christmas for Laggy.
And Monaco is difficult for everybody. It's about finishing. It's not about even the position.
We've had our first drive into the pit. Bone makes sense. He did get thrown into a corner. I think he got thrown into the wall by K-Muscat.
What a move behind.
And Rambo overtaking Elite. We're seeing this driving. Look how violent these drivers are going. They are making sure they are known to each other. They want to make sure, hey, you overtaking me, I'm coming back for it. Or if you're going to overtake me, you're not going to have a chance.
No, at all.
Look at these. I think these three are the three to watch. Martinez, Rambo, and Elite. Although,
there's contact.
There's been contact.
Elite went over the curb and it set his car wide.
That's it. And a 10-second time penalty for Jumba. Corner cutting, as we could expect. We did expect some corner cutting penalties.
Crazy already. And look at the train.
I just want to mention something.
What a move. Here comes Rambo.
I know what we're going to talk about. Although, I would just like to say the looming effect of Buttigieg is here in P6. He's overtaking Elite. He's seeing into the last corner. That was so close to some damage.
That's what I'm telling you. He has to wait because he's got a group essentially fighting for position.
This is not what you want to see if you are Buttigieg. This is exactly what you want to see if you're Laggy, though. You want to see your your championship contender. Look how close they are.
What?
In the corner that's claimed his laps. He just takes it back now, reclaiming P6.
What? There's contact because there's so much things going on at the moment.
Too much, everyone's too close. Nick, I think we've just seen that Elite's not... Buttigieg's not taking any more damage, though.
No, he hasn't. He's been very lucky. He's been very, very, very lucky.
Look at this. Everyone is so close. Everyone is so close. Buttigieg has Urko right behind him.
I know Urko likes a good pass when he has opportunity, that's for sure.
That is for sure. But wow. Look at Laggy's run away with it currently. Lap 6, 5 seconds
Oh,
ahead.
here comes Urko and Buttigieg. He's putting pressure already. And I'm telling you, these guys don't care about the front runners.
Buttigieg definitely feels it. Look, we're going to be on board with Urko right now. Urko down the inside. And I think we're going to see it. Yeah, we've just seen Buttigieg get overtaken by Urko. But he's gone wide. And Buttigieg takes it back. And now Urko's been pushed back into Borrell. Borrell is getting pushed back into Jumba. That was nearly collision there between Borrell and Jumba. I don't know if you saw that, but I definitely did. That was a bit close. Now we're going to be going into Rambo here. The three that we've wanted to watch. Rambo is currently sizing up Elite. He's going to have DRS. He's going to be overtaking Elite into this last corner. Although Elite will probably have his ERS open. He knows Rambo's right behind him. He's just slipstreaming. He is completely going for it. Is he going to go for Elite?
Really smart.
He doesn't. He's waiting to get DRS on the next corner, on that next straight. Remember, T1. You go from a DRS into T1. That is quite dangerous on this track, I'd say, with these drivers.
Who's in front of Urko again?
I'm just going to stay with this for currently. Rambo is just not going to be able to get that move done on him, is he? He is not. Wait, Buttigieg in P10. What has happened to Buttigieg? Okay, he's gone into the pits. I got a bit worked up there. I thought we might have seen an incident. I think
we're very, very nervous.
Are we seeing?
And it's very,
the
very
undercut
early.
of Centuries?
But he won't be able to do even such an early undercut's not going to pay out.
I don't think so. But you know what? Let's get back into the action with Rambo and Elite. These two drivers, we've not seen them battle before, but now we're seeing them battle better than ever. Look at Rambo just chasing that tail end of Elite. Now, everyone watching the stream, give in your opinions. Give in who is your driver today. Give us the most action-packed moment you have witnessed so far. Just give us information, what you think is happening, what you think will happen. And as I'm speaking, Elite and Rambo battling it. Rambo goes down the inside of Elite. Will Elite be able to respond? He doesn't. Rambo overtakes him so cleanly into those last few corners. Now look at this, into the turn 14 and 15. Rambo is running away with it. Elite was not able to respond in time. Although a bit of a shoddy shot through those corners. He's managed to take it, and he's already a second clear of Elite. He won't be having DRS. That means Rambo will be able to run away with P4 for the moment.
Oh, mate, this is getting crazy at the moment, isn't it? And now, if you look at Rambo, he's pulled a massive gap from Elite.
And now we're going to be looking at Borrell in P6. He is sizing up Elite. Elite's been pushed back, and Borrell, will he be able to get it done? I don't think so, but we might be seeing it into T1 once again, and we've seen this overtake done many a times already in this race.
Many times. And the race is just sizing up at the moment. And again, as we look with Borrell, he's got his front end plate gone as well. On the left-hand
there's quite a lot of damage with the drivers.
A lot of drivers having a lot of issues. And again, we don't know who's going to finish, where they're going to finish. And things are getting hot at the moment. And Buttigieg from Wilson is 22 seconds. He's got so much to make.
He's got so much. Although there's quite a lot of laps left in this race.
Yeah,
and the top needs to stop.
When people pit, absolutely. But he's going to have the undercut now, obviously. So he's going to be very fast on that hard tyre. But the medium really hasn't gone off yet.
It really hasn't. There's not been a really drop effect, has there?
No,
the drivers seem like they are quite comfortable.
Pulled another second from Perry up front, and again Martinez a nice consolidated P3.
And now we're going to be seeing Borrell getting DRS again, and Elite in the corner. He lost it to Rambo. Is he going to repeat the saga? And it does seem like he is. Borrell just takes it. Will Elite respond? He doesn't. He had the same thing happened again. You would think Elite would have learned, cover off that inside a little bit, but he didn't. He wouldn't have the, he didn't have the pace.
I think he knows that he didn't have either ERS or something. Section
oh, there's been a caution. It seems like it's Wilson. Wilson into the wall. It looks like he might have spun. Oh, and he's made more contact. He doesn't.
It's really tight to get out of.
He hasn't got any damage on the car though. How's he managed to do that?
And
Urko with another 10-second time penalty. Now look at this. Martinez overtaking Rambo. Martinez and Rambo now fighting. Rambo's bringing the battle into Martinez.
Well, Rambo wants a good result, but he's going really wide there. Almost got the wall there by the Rolex Amco barrier, and it's getting really, really difficult now. At this point, a lot of drivers are just battling and just throwing each other up. So they just can get in a line, they can just basically a Congo line and slipstream each other.
I mean, currently that's what we're seeing with P3, P4, P5s, and maybe even P6. We're seeing a bit of a DRS train currently.
We know Rambo wants to get past Martinez, but because we know how Martinez was consolidating that position for some time, but actually the group's caught him.
What? A little bit of a slide for Martinez. You know what? I think we've spoken a bit too much. We're seeing the drop off of the mediums now.
Yeah, but this circuit again, like I said, they're pushing. When they start pushing, the car slides. Even with softs, it happens. We saw it in qualifying.
And there's been another caution. I think that might have just been Wilson going into the pits. Wilson is going to the pits. Thankfully, he's not gone ahead and retired. Thankfully, we're going to see more driving from Wilson. He is a very competent Formula 1 driver, and Urko himself as well. I think he's serving his drive penalty, and he's served in his drive-through. But now, if we're just going to pay some attention here, look at these two. P3, P4, P5. They are less than a second between each other. Look at how close Borrell is to the rear end of that Formula 1 car of Rambo. Borrell and Rambo both going to have DRS, but Martinez won't. Martinez knows he might get a double overtake done on him.
Caution for sector 1.
That was Wilson again. It does seem he just might have been going slow on track, but it doesn't seem like a big issue. But now we're going to see it. The DRS was open, but just look at that. They still can't get it, even though with that... Oh, and Wilson's gone. Wilson's out of the race with a safety car. Wait, but there's been overtake.
Wait. Everyone's
going to do it. You know that, but that it just shows that sheer second of, ooh, there's a safety car. Let's get into the pits. Now is where we see the strategy change. Because now we're going to be going in with Laggy, the race leader. We haven't really seen so much action from him. And there's a drive to forward car.
For
speeding under the safety car
rules. So
and Bone has a penalty as well.
Well, the positive on this note is that everyone's going to get points. As long as they're going to be an F.
Everyone is going to get points. We can just hope no one drops out.
No, absolutely not. But again, it's crucial. I won't say it to be funny. It's just crucial at all because getting to the end of the season and everyone wants points because it's really close knitted between everybody in the mid pack, more or less. But the three at the front, obviously, there's been big heavy hitters, and Buttigieg might not be out of this race.
Although I will say this doesn't really favour Buttigieg because this gives Laggy a free pit stop. Mind you, he is 10 seconds ahead of Perry.
Well, Buttigieg can cut in front of everybody because everyone's in a pit and he's already pit.
That is true, but I don't. What are we saying? Do you think Laggy will? I think Laggy has to pit. Surely.
Comments tell you that all the viewers, can you tell us who's going to win? Is it going to be the undercut or the overcut at the moment for the rest of the drivers? Because Buttigieg at the moment needs a saving grace for this race because it's complicated.
Laggy's going to have a free pit stop, it seems.
It's going to be difficult. I said I didn't want to jinx it, but like I said, it's one of those tracks that you know.
And he does go into the pits. It was quite apparent he was going to do that. I think he's going to be going to the hard compound tyre.
Bone as well.
19 laps still. Bone a drive-through penalty.
Oh my!
Now I want everyone in the comments right now in the chat, may I say, add in what you would do. What would your strategy be for this race? Would you go from the hards to the mediums to the hards, soft to the mediums? Give us your opinion. We'd love to hear it.
I think it's going to be a difficult.
And look at Laggy. Laggy gets the freest pit stop ever to go on brand new hard
and had
compound
a lot of
time
time because everyone.
Perry behind him, Rambo following.
Buttigie's not going to really make a lot of gain because these were the front runners. Why? Because you have to keep on the safety car speed. You can't really exceed that speed anyway.
Exactly. And now if we're just going to be looking in on their tyres, everyone in the hard, but we can see Buttigieg 3 lap. His hard tyres are already 3 laps old. Now, not a massive change. Although it does start to wear into, let's say, the 18th lap, where his tyres are going to be much older than Laggy's. It's not something you really want to see from this.
It's very early days. Very, very, very early days. And again, it's not what you want to see. Now, here's the smart thing, is how Laggy pulls the trigger when the race gets underway. Because now he's got Perry right behind.
That's what I was going to say. Perry's happy. Perry lost 6 seconds to Buttigieg. I mean, pardon me. Sorry, that is out of habit to say Buttigieg. Perry has already lost 6 seconds to Laggy, but now that because of the safety car, he's managed to reel that back in and he's able to work with the time he has now. He's going to have DRS if he can stick with him for the next 2 laps.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult race for Buttigieg, and now it's risking. And risking at this point is not really where he wants to be at the beginning of the race.
No, you don't. You don't want to see that because, mind you, yes, we have 18 laps of action ready, but he is in P7, Buttigieg. He's in P7. We know he has done magic before. We've seen it in Bahrain. He was at the back of the pack and he ended up winning, I'm pretty sure. But at this stage in the race with this kind of track, it's not like Bahrain.
No,
it's far much different.
It's a street race, and unfortunately, because it being exactly that, a street race, you don't have the opportunities like a normal Grand Prix track to make moves.
Exactly. Because with these street circuits, as we can see, well, Miami is a bit of an exception because it is quite a wide street circuit compared to others. But if we were to just go back in time and go into Saudi Arabia, it is these street circuits, they can get so tight and there's not really much opportunity for overtaking. But thankfully with Miami, which I do have to praise, not my favourite Formula 1 track, although it has given us some action-packed racing, quite a bit of overtake is what we've seen.
What you see from the street tracks is that normally 1 or 2 drivers really knack it. They have it down. And then, luckily, the mid-pack is more or less quite contained together with lap times. Because really, a street track's all about finesse and technique. And obviously, Laggy's got it nailed down. And Perry, even though he's right now behind Laggy, really, really close, it's going to take a lot out of Perry to just get into his slipstream and start learning from Laggy, because Laggy's got it to the T. And again, he's a man on a mission. He's got the championship to play for, and Perry really needs to just chase. He needs to put pressure on Laggy.
Exactly.
Again, it's not looking that way today, but it's got a long race still ahead, and mistakes still happen.
Exactly. And might I just say, my memory is a bit clouded. Last week in China, what was the collision between?
These two up front boys.
Exactly.
So it's going to be very hot.
I hope there is no tension between the drivers, because it did seem like a little bit of a racing incident, although you never know.
The thing is, racing is all about that. It's about us. You don't forget about what happened on a race event. You know, you had some incident with somebody, you pay it back to them eventually, whether through forced error or by you wanted to do it. It can happen, but remember, for race fans out there, I'm sure we'll all agree, it's racing. Racing is what we come to watch. We want people to have a bit of rivalry. We want to have people come back and tune in every week to see where everyone's at and see where people learn. Because at the end of the day, this is season 1. We've got many seasons ahead for this season, for this year, within a calendar year. And the guys want to go into the next season strong, because they know that we're going to have a lot of other drivers who are joining the championship.
Exactly, because these drivers are, mind you, these drivers are learning each other. They are learning how each other moves. They're learning how each other drives. They're learning how each other performs. Mind you this, with it being the first season, get ready for the next one. Because if this one is great, get ready. Because now, as I say that, the safety car is going in this lap. Laggy's going to be dictating the speed on the restart. Perry is going to want to have, will he want to have revenge after China?
He's crossed the line, so he makes a decision. He's pulled.
And Laggy's gone. Laggy's running away with it.
He's pulled it well.
He's going to try and capitalize on this. He really wants to make the difference. He wants to just pull away where he is, and he's already doing it. He's already trying to break that second.
Wow, it's
and it's been a locker from Perry. Will Rambo respond? Rambo's still just that little bit far enough back, but we're going to be tuning in Rambo. Whoa. Rambo went off the track there, and he's been overtaken. Is Martinez going to make that overtake? And it seems he's going around the outside. Now on the inside, Martinez gets that move done, and Rambo backed up into the pack. Martinez is happy to be back in P3. Rambo's going to be devastated by that though, and Laggy's already running away with it.
The thing is,
he's already gone away with it.
Sitting duck in the group, it's just at the start of the race. When you're sitting in the pack and you're just like a sitting duck, everyone's going to go and try and make a move.
And now look at this, Vutaji sizing up Elite. Mind this, Vutaji now has a fully complete car. His car is fixed now. He's not got any wing damage at all. But look at that, he's still not able to. Elite doing a lot better defending there. Oh, but he left the door a bit too open, and it seems like he still might have. We're seeing Elite and Vutaji battle right now. Elite trying to hold on to it, but Vutaji's going to have the inside line. But Elite just takes that back. What happened from Vutaji there? I think he saw maybe
it's very smart, because we know that part of this track is like a go-kart track. It's very narrow, and that was only one way where I was going to go. That was going to go really bad.
That was either going into the wall.
It's going to go to the wall for sure. Because,
I think so.
And it's being smart. He needs a long. It's not a long championship left. It's last races, and he's needing to be really smart about how to get points. Exactly. And he knows the guys ahead are slower than him pace-wise, but they're causing him havoc. They're not making it easy, because when he runs out of ERS making moves,
and DRS is up.
Vutaji.
And we've seen Vutaji go to the wall.
And he's had another
go to the wall.
And it's the second time, and this is what I'm just saying.
This is not his race. It is not his race today. He's gone into the wall now twice.
If you're a Laggy fan, this is your time to
right
pray,
now
and
the Laggy fans must be throwing everything up.
Just put all your
Are we going to see a Jumba overtake on Vutaji?
It's close, because again, he's not got much ERS either. He's
that
trying to compensate for his mistake so bad that Jumba might have a go on him.
That's the issue with these drivers, especially when you're on the top echelon of driving with Vutaji, as he is normally in the top 3 positions. When you are pushed back into a position you're not comfortable with, you're not with drivers you're used to racing with, and then you start to make more mistakes because you start getting hot-headed upon yourself. There's mistakes that get made, and look at this. We're seeing some elbows getting out from Jumba. Jumba overtakes Vutaji. Vutaji gets set back into P8, and Jumba runs away with it.
Well, I think this is where Vutaji needs a safety car. Hold your horses.
Oh my God, another safety car. But why has there been a safety car?
We'll find out very shortly here in the commentary box.
I've not seen any issue.
Could there be something on the track? Well,
I mean,
Borrell's got an end plate still damage, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, he does.
Does he?
I think it's from the early incident, but he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Oh yeah, he does. He has the left one done.
He was contact, I think.
You know what it might be? He might just wanted to get out that pit stop as quick as he could because he can perform with a little bit of damage in the front wing. These drivers, you don't know their preference.
Like I said, Buttigieg just before he had his incident, he has pace faster than the guys in front of him. But it's again, when you make those moves, you've got to use your ERS. You've got to make sure your car's optimal for that.
I think what we've just come into an issue is it's not a safety car. I am wrong. That is just a little bit of an error. But because we're still going at race pace, it's not an issue. But look at Borrell. He's pushed up Rambo. Borrell is going to respond to Rambo. With front wing damage, he's still putting pressure onto it. We're going to see a spectacular overtake, I think. This is what we're going to be seeing into the DRS zone. He is in the range. He will have DRS open if he keeps it clean and close to that car. What are we going to see from Borrell? Borrell, a very competent driver in the sport. Look at this go. We're going to see Borrell. He's going to have DRS. Oh, is he? He does. He's going to have it open. Safety. Sorry, I keep reading safety car. That is my fault, as is. But Borrell, look at it. Oh, but he was going a bit too slow there, I'd say, Rambo. And Borrell gets the move done. But is Rambo going to respond? Rambo's going quite slow. He's been pushed back into Elite. Elite is now back in striking distance with Rambo.
I'm sorry if I'm just looking at the gaps ahead, because obviously this is an important bit. Perry maintains a 1.2 gap, 1.3
Jumba, the 3-second time penalty.
And
what a shame.
The biggest hitter here, Martinez, pulled 4 seconds from Borrell. 4 seconds. He's literally consolidated himself in the podium position. And not only that, he's not far off Perry. And Martinez has been a shocker today.
You know what? Martinez, this has been his best race
of
the season. Now, I don't want to... I regret saying that now. I regret saying what I've said. I beg to it that we don't have a commentator's curse, because if Martinez crashes, I think I'll have to cry.
We apologise.
I think we would have to end the stream right there and then, because honestly, I don't want to see that happen. I'd rather not have the backlash.
It's getting really close.
They are getting it.
These guys are really fast between themselves. They're really, really, really close on lap time. And again, when one runs out of VRS, the next one... Whoa, there's been contact in the back. There's been contact in the back.
Wait, Buttigieg was that Buttigieg again?
No. It was between these guys. Had one. I think it was almost like an Elite just went wide and just clattered everyone together.
Although Buttigieg is now in P7. He's over. Wait, Rambo's gone. Rambo's in P8. It seems like Rambo's the one that had the damage. It is. Rambo has front wing. Oh, that is such a shame from Rambo. He used to be having such an amazing race. Oh, it's such a shame to see.
The thing is, you can't keep your eyes off the grid, can't you? That's the thing. We have to use the timings as well to kind of gauge where everyone's at, because racing's going on crazy. Now, I've just noticed something. Vutigi's back in it again.
Yeah, Vutigi's back in P7.
He's back in it. He's in the back of the pack. So
now,
let's watch from Vutigi's
camera. He doesn't let his emotions take over.
He needs to calm down. At the moment, he's the first time we've seen the whole season rattled.
Yeah, we've actually just seen a bit of break in his performance. And his front wing is damaged quite a lot. It's not just the plate, it's the actual wing itself, if you look at it.
The gap between the next drivers is really big now since that incident with Rambo, and that's just given...
and Jumba overtakes Borrell to P4.
A DRS train now.
DRS is just... But
here comes Vutigi on his first driver to go through, which is Elite. And we know these two have a bit of a history as well when it gets to the beginning of the race.
Exactly. But you know, what I will say is, it's such a shame from some of these drivers to see such little mistakes getting done. And Rambo's out. I think Rambo's out of the race. Yep, Rambo's out. That is a shame to see from Rambo. What an amazing race he's had. I'd say round of applause to Rambo for a spectacular day of racing, giving us the most entertainment. And what we're seeing in the chat is Bone for driver of the day. And he just gets a 3-second time penalty. He just gets a 3-second time penalty after that being said.
Again, Bone is our driver, so yeah, and Bone is our driver, and again, it's just really great to see him having a good laugh. Him with Urko, you know, the bit of the bikers having a bit of fun as well on this F1 League, and it's good to see guys transferring over from the racetrack in real life to the online.
And now we're going to see, look at Borrell. Is he going to respond to Jumba to get his position back? He's not close enough though. But I think we're going to see a bit of a Borrell overtake.
I think.
And Buttigieg and the lead.
I said it.
There's a break in form. What is happening with Buttigieg today? What is happening? That is sensational.
We can't believe it.
And a 3-second time penalty for Borrell.
We can't believe it.
Oh my God.
But considering Borrell had bad luck, he's back in P5.
Can you say, I turned with the camera at that perfect time. We saw them doing a slow dance together.
Oh my.
It's not a ballroom, guys. It is a racetrack. Remember this.
Is going to lose a ton of points.
This is not what you want to be if you're Vutigieg.
Lag has got it, basically. He's right on form.
Right on form currently. But what I'm shocked about is, now, you know what? Knock on wood, I don't know if you can hear that on the stream. Let's hope Vutigieg doesn't go into another wall and ends his car, because he's gone into the wall so much.
He's not got any plate, and that's it.
Oh, but
Elite had to go in.
Elite had to go in.
He had
Vutaci's now in
P6
P6
to fight with.
What a shame if you're Vutaci. That is not what you want to see.
He's been lucky in a way.
How his car hasn't broken is a shock. But look at that, he's 8 seconds behind Borrell.
And you know what? I've just noticed Ulriko's behind Woodley. You know, Ulriko goes fast when he wants to be in the race.
Ulriko is quite a quick driver. We have to remember this. This is beautiful driving from what we're seeing. Although Ulriko is quite far behind.
Everyone is very spread out now, except Perry. And again, let's go to our leaders. I don't see our leaders at all. Right?
Yeah, you know what? Let's give Laggy some screen time. Hello, we're back with Laggy. Now, what can we say? He's just been having a really good race. He's added very few races.
He's still got over 10 laps to go. The thing is, it's mentally challenging this track because it's a short lap. It's not very long. It's again, in the 120s when you're racing, and now we're in the 130s. But again, it's mentally fatiguing because a lot of street track. There's nothing that adds anything to it. There's no substance. You're just seeing walls all the time, and you're always just nervous to just push your limits to not get find something in the wall. And now, especially, he needs to calm down because Laggy now has to be very, very smart.
But you know what sucks is now we've kind of lost that DRS train by the midfield. That's a bit of a shame to see. You know what? Honestly, I think this race has been quite good. This has been quite a good action-packed race. Great driving from everyone involved today.
It's been entertainment central.
Oh, completely. I think this is exactly what the viewer wants to see. You don't obviously, you want to see your driver win. I don't think people are opposed to their driver losing if it means a lot of action in the race.
I think as a commentator, it's been one of those races where it's a bit stale from the front end. You want to get to the back of the front because that is a championship deciding. However, we've seen some underdogs really fight. Again, Martinez.
Look at Martinez. Martinez is 3 seconds ahead of Jumba. But look at Borrell. Goes a bit wide. And they still have penalties. Yeah. Let's not forget that they have penalties. So even if they managed to overtake
Jumba at the moment with Borrell is okay.
I might be wrong, but I think Jumba might have more than 3 seconds. I might be wrong. Sorry if I'm assuming that. Although we have seen that happen in the past.
It's a shame, man. It's a massive shame. But again, we've had 3 drivers falling victim of this crazy street circuit. And there's more to come.
We haven't given any love to Perry. You know what? We haven't given any love to Perry
today.
Perry's
played smart. Again, we were really fearful for him. We thought exactly what happened to Vutaci was going to happen to him being in the pack. But actually, he played really smart. Got out of the mess really early on and just set his rhythm. And now, again, like I said, even though Martinez can't keep up with the pace anymore of Perry or Laggy, he's not far off either. He just keeps himself clicking on.
He does.
Remember Perry's just been really unfortunate the last 2 races with penalties, self-induced obviously, but pushing his limits. And then obviously last week, unfortunately, with the contact as well, but he still was able to remain in P3 and he got the points that you require and he's not far off. And if something happens next week, Ethan, it goes down to Monaco. It goes down
to Monaco. And that's Monaco, crazy. I think we all know what's going to happen in Monaco.
Yeah, and again, we don't want to see drivers collide.
Another street circuit.
I think we want to see Monaco, if things happen, let it be due to driver skill or an incident happening, not due to incidents between drivers.
Exactly.
Again, people are going to be overzealous. People want to do the hard moves.
And especially in Monaco, the crown jewel of the Formula 1 calendar, and many people call it.
Yeah. Basically there, whoever gets pole has got one hand on the trophy.
Exactly.
So again, this is only season 1, many more to go. And if I'm not mistaken...
We'll go with the 3-second time penalty. What a shame to see him.
If I'm not mistaken, season 2, as per us who follow the calendar along, season 2 will see more real tracks, except one really nice one, the Circuit de Villeneuve. We'll go to a street track that's very open.
A very open street track. I think the Villeneuve is going to be amazing.
Obviously, the last chicane in the back straight is going to be a talking point.
It is definitely going to be a talking point. Oh, God, I can't wait.
I can't remember this moment in time in the commentary box. If we had Baku, that would be another...
Baku?
Interesting.
In Azerbaijan, the castle section.
That's basically our sector 3.
I know. Miami. We would see some intense driving there. Minus, we are just watching this as we unfold. But you know what? I'm going to say something quite early, and I'm going to say it with confidence. I'm going to tune in with my driver of the day, Martinez, in P3. I think he's had the best race out of anyone. Minus, he's not winning. He won't be having a championship, although he's definitely having the best weekend he's had. In P3, 5 seconds clear. Look at how good he's driving today.
I think
you can't discredit him.
He's driving really, really well, especially for we see that he's going to be wide.
You know what? I'm going to stop. You know what, Martinez? I'm going to get off you. I'd rather not ruin your race.
So we follow along with Burrell, again, another driver who's just caught out, unfortunately, to things, but he's still holding on, pushing on like a soldier without that front end plate, still from the very early parts of the race. And again, it's all about finishing this race today. And obviously for us, as it is the viewers at home, it is one of those...
wait, what have we just seen? Wait. Have we just seen something happen? Oh, okay. I think he's got a drive-through penalty.
Right, okay. We all had to hold our breath.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. It is one of those stale races. We've had action, don't get me wrong.
But now it's
action throughout.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very difficult now for everything to tighten up.
It's a bit dry now because we haven't got much... There's no battles currently.
But, I say that, but Perry is just maintaining 1.5 and he was 1.9. We know Perry's a late runner.
He's cutting down. He is cutting down. Although I would just like to drag your eyes. Perry on 8% ERS.
He's pushing,
Laggy
he's pushing
30.
to try and keep
Laggy
Laggy.
30.
Laggy is basically just changing between medium and overtake mode and playing between those two settings, because medium you can recharge your ERS really well. It gives enough push to keep within distance, but obviously the one that's chasing, in this case is Perry, has to use more of those higher using ERS modes to try and set laps in to try and close the gap.
But, like, you know what? I will say it is one of the more near the later stages of the race, not as intense as we have been used to. Although, I mean, it's what you expect when you had such an action-packed first start of the race. And it's not to say that something might not happen. I don't want to say it just in case. It's still a few laps left. Something can happen. Someone can go into a wall. Someone might be able to reel in someone else. Although, at this stage, I think the drivers are currently just seeping into their position. They're like, you know what? I'm quite happy with this. Everyone's getting points today. No one's not getting them.
Yeah, and absolutely. And the biggest winner here, even though he hasn't really had a good evening this Wednesday evening, is Vutiji, because he's P6, and that isn't too bad points wise. But his biggest rival is really closed in today, and now it all depends when we get to Imola. And Imola, a normal circuit, old school style circuit, but it's very tricky and technical. It's got a lot of chicanes, a lot of fast flowing corners, and a lot of relying on the front end of the car. But as we see this, Perry again under 1.4. He's really trying to close in and reel in, lagging.
And Juma with 3 second time penalty. Now it is confirmed he has more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, now we know.
Borrell might have the same amount
for Perry, but again,
we've seen a lot of Perry lockups. Sadly, it's such a shame right now. Now you know what? I think I'm gonna say it. We haven't seen the safety car. Safety car. I'm going to say that once more. Safety car. We haven't seen it in a while. No. We want that curve. We want a little bit. We want that pack to be closed up right now.
But the thing is, realistically, for the drivers, we don't want to see any more out, really. And again, as we look at the chat, yes, hats off to Bone for continuing the race. We always encourage drivers to continue the race because no race is over until that checkered flag is out, and you never know until the very end, because people can have incidences, people can have contact, people can have miscommunication or misjudge something, and things happen. This is racing after all, and nothing is as scripted.
Exactly. But you know what? I'm going to tune in with someone that I think we might be able to see some battling if he managed to get his time down. Butiji, you know what, man? It's just not his weekend.
No.
It's just not his weekend.
He just needs to drive within the lines and be really.
He needs to finish the race. That's what I think he needs to do today.
It's seeing technique overcome, and I think it's one of those races.
Although look at Perry and Laggy currently.
I tell you, Perry's coming.
Perry's coming in like a storm, but they're on the same amount of ERS. Are we going to be seeing some Perry and Laggy action into the later stages of this race?
But I like how I've seen that Laggy's responded. He hasn't just left Perry to chase.
Although
he's responding.
He's getting close to that 1 second margin, which that is what Perry wants to see. Perry wants to have that DRS, but look at that, Laggy just manages to pull it away always. He always manages to get it done.
And 30.3, that's really quick from Perry. That's really quick from Perry. He's basically going to double lockups, and that's going to put him at a real disadvantage when he gets close, because the car's not going to want to stop on the braking if he gets close enough to Laggy to attack.
Exactly. And you know what? Now that we are on the 24th lap of this 29-lap race, everyone else in the chat, we have been having some action. Would you like to put in your driver of the day now, as it is a bit more apparent and easy to see? Who is your driver of the day? Who did you want to win? And if your driver is winning, get us some hype in the chat. Get in there, get active, get excited. That's what we want to see.
We've had previous streams where we've had Perry, a lot of support for Perry, and he's doing very well, might I add you. But we haven't seen much for Laggy, and we know Laggy's our underdog. He's been our underdog. We've completely at times forgotten about how good he is when he needs to get close to it. And as I say that, Perry
he's under a second. And if he keeps this pace, which I think he will, he might have DRS. I've got my fingers crossed under the commentary table.
Both sliding a lot.
And he does. I think he's got it. He's got it. I think we might have DRS. We might have some action. Oh, I think he doesn't. Oh, what a shame. But he's going to be... I think if he keeps this distance, he will be close enough.
Perry's only going to do one job and one job only today to try and get points, not get a penalty. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's really, really difficult.
Exactly.
It's really, really easy here to do it.
Has he got it? I don't know if he did. I think he might have dropped under the times that... No, he didn't.
He didn't reach it.
He didn't reach it.
It's just out the last corner and it's really, really tight.
You know what it just shows? Laggy's favourable track is Miami currently. He's dominated races.
Laggy's been fast in most tracks. And we say about China, but China, he was rapid.
He was a bit of a missile, wasn't he, in China?
Yeah.
And you know what? From China into Miami, he's maintained that missile status with minus a 6-second time lead earlier. And I think if we keep this up, I think we got it. Perry's going to have DRS. If I'm not wrong, I might have it. He does. That's it. Perry's now back with DRS. Will he be able to keep this train going, though? I hope we do see this. And Perry's responding. He's going to have DRS. Look how close they're getting. Close to that half a second. Yeah. He, with a lockup, getting a bit too wide of that corner. He can't sacrifice this. This is how he gets these penalties. This is how he loses the lead. And he's already gets the wall. And he's already more than a second and a half.
That's it. I think that was the attempt. And I think that's it. I think Laggy's just going to say, okay, Sunshine, if I can just keep you under pressure, because he's clearly under pressure, Perry. Laggy isn't. You know, he had him chasing. He's like, all right, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. If you get close within me, we're going to really have a fight.
Exactly. Because, mind you this, Laggy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's smart.
We can't pretend that Laggy doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows his weak points on this track and his strong suits. We know he's very strong out these last two sets of corners. We know this.
Very strong. Very, very strong. And I said it, Laggy has everything to win today, not lose. And he knows that even a P2 wouldn't do him anything shabby, but obviously, again, for drivers' credits, they wanted to win. And Laggy led every single lap of today's race.
I find it mental. Laggy went a bit wide there.
It's just the line there, it slips a bit, but he wasn't too close to the wall.
Exactly.
Bit. And he's nice and clean, nice and tidy. He's driving really well. He's just driving to the point conservatively. And Perry, again, trying to get on the 1 second. He's going to have a chance to attack again, but it's going to be about how we can remain close within relevance and not push too much.
Exactly. But you know what? I will just like to say, we are seeing quite a lot of drivers with penalties.
It's that track.
No, but what I'm mentioning here is the positions we're seeing, we don't know where anyone's going to finish.
No.
Because currently...
Elite's going to be the biggest winner at the moment, but he's 23 seconds behind.
Exactly. He's not got anything to benefit from. But that is just what happens when Vutaji and Elite, when they did a little bit of slow dancing together on those last few corners as well.
Had Elite not gone in for the pit, he was looking at a really good placement because of penalties.
Exactly, but you have to remember, some of these drivers are favourable when it comes to their wing damage. Like we've seen, Vutaji, he was able to conform with his wing damage. He was able to happily race with that wing damage. But as it gets worse, you can really see his form drop. And that's what we saw from Vutaji. Mind you, some other drivers can't perform with wing damage. Elite might have been one of those drivers. I'm just assuming here, he might be able to, but from what we saw when he went to the pits there, he wasn't able to.
Vutaji's got to hope his best that Vutaji can just make up an extra position P5 from the penalties ahead. Because at the moment, it's just not looking
good. It is a shame from Vutaji, because we do know he's a very competent driver in this league. It is such a shame to see him. Mind you, he did not have the best start to his race. Lap 1, turn 1, the car hadn't even been able to turn yet. He was pushed into the wall. Front wing damage, instantly.
I would like to defend Vutaji, but from the looks of it, and very, very clearly, he squeezed. Because how do you go from the right-hand side of the track to the left and squeeze to the wall? And he basically left the driver behind him no opportunity to get through. He just basically squeezed the wall. And again, it's going to be learning points for Vutaji, especially going into Monaco, that you really got to be careful with car placement on tracks. And we've had Vutaji as well have close incidences in the past as well with the two front contenders.
Exactly. Now look at that. Perry's already more than 2 seconds under Laggy. Laggy's running away with it. I think we're going to see a Laggy win here.
Laggy's been really smart. He's got 2.5 laps to go, and it's his.
He's had a fantastic race. I don't think Laggy's done a single mistake. He's not stepped a foot wrong on this track. You know what? God knows. Maybe his track is Miami. It might be his calling.
It might be his calling. But again, China was good. It was really good as well in Suzuka. Just literally a massive fight at the front. Jumba, well, that
and
is,
Jumba with another 3.
Position, though, we know Jumba's most likely going to finish.
More than 9 seconds of penalties.
Consolidates Vutaji into P5.
That is true. You know what? Vutaji might be able to capitalise after all. But it is a shame with Vutaji because he could have won it by Imola. But now he's not going to win it by Imola because he's not going to get into that top 2 position.
It's just what a race between this evening. And I mean it in the sense that we've had a race of a tactical race, that people have to be really smart, had to fight their way through. And like I said, when you're in the pack and everyone's fighting and scrapping, you need to know how to get through easily without causing yourself any damage.
It's the first tactical race we've seen. Everyone, normally it's just been a bit of mayhem. Everyone's kind of clashed into each other, causing the pack to be short.
Have we not had that, Ethan, today?
We have, but up until the later end of the race, it's been more technical. We have seen a lot of people crash. We have seen a lot of people go into the wall.
Absolutely.
Sadly, Vutaji has had favour to the crypto announcement. Maybe he likes crypto apparently. He likes to sniff a wall.
But I think it's a massive shame for Vutaji. But again, Vutaji, it's been somewhat self-inflicted because every incident could have been avoided. He knows you have to be really calm in these situations. When you're going for the pack, you need to be smart about how you're going to race, and you can't think of racing the same as when you're at the front. You're battling with tons of people around you who are significantly probably slower than him at that time. But again, because he has to make the overtakes, the ERS, you can't attack 4 cars at the same time.
No, of course not, you can't.
So they're going to come back at him.
It is a shame. I would have loved to see some Vutaji action this race. But you know what? You can't discredit him.
He's in it. He hasn't given up.
We spoke about it, and he gets a warning.
Well, a driver's curse.
Yeah, no. It's not even a driver's curse. It's Miami. I think Miami is the issue. What a shame to see from Vutaji. But that doesn't favour well to him now, because now he's got 6-second penalties at least. That means he won't be going up those positions that you think he will.
Can I just speak? Well, on the last lap, obviously, we forgot to mention that part.
Yes, pardon me.
Laggy is nice and clean, keeping it really off the curbs. And obviously, you might see Perry just squeeze a bit closer in there, but the 2 seconds are nice and clean now.
Exactly. I think that's it. Unless something happens, I hope not for Laggy's sake. Although, for us in the commentary box, I would want to see something quite crazy happen. Although, even though less of an action-packed race near the end, we did have quite a lot of action, a lot of movement through that first part of the race, where we saw a lot of drivers clashing, a lot of people going into walls, end plates flying, as we see Laggy go through this turn 14, 15.
Nice and clean.
Lovely taken. Perry as well, absolutely lovely. And Martinez, what a spectacular race from him. But here we're seeing the lead 2 going down the straight for the final time this race with Bone in sight. Hey. Now, Laggy is going ever so quick into these last sets of corners. Laggy, is he going to do it? Of course he is. Into the last set of corners, we're going to see it. Laggy sees the checkered flag in sight and he crosses the line, winning the Miami Grand Prix. Perry in P2, and let's drive along with my driver of the day, Martinez, into these last few sets of corners, keeping it nice. He's had a spectacular race, a fantastic weekend from him, and he's going around the last corner, and Martinez secures P3. He gets in that podium spot that he's ever so wanted. And now we're going to be seeing into the later stage of this race, Jumba P4. Is he going to stay there? We're going to see Borrell P5. He gets it, and he gets into P4, pushing Borrell down. Vuti, what's he going to get? He remains in 6th place, and that is it. That is from what we're seeing. That is the top 6 sorted. Vutaji slide into P6. Oh, we're going to see some late turn overtaking. But you know what? Who's got the most overtakes? Who's got the most penalties, might I say? We haven't seen Bowen get many, although he does have one. And we're seeing the last few laps go in. Here we go. Elite crossing the line. P7. Urko P8. And then Bowen. Where is Bowen?
Let's give him his moment to applaud.
Give him a moment in the spotlight. Bone in P9.
And again, he hasn't given up. And again, that
is what we want to see.
Anything you have to look at this championship is that as much as we're enjoying it here from the commentary box, he's gone on to finish the race. He comes on the last part of the complex through the Hard Rock
And here we're
Stadium.
having Bone sees the checkered flag, and he's going to do it to get points. P9 for Bone. Amazing racing today. This has been a fantastic stream. It was action-packed at the beginning. So many changes in the championship. They scrambled it up into Imola. And Jumbo driver of the day. That's a bit of a dark horse, but you know what, we'll take it. we are now in prime position for Imola and even better position for Monaco. What a fantastic day for racing. Thank you all for tuning in as we see the top 3 on the podium position. Let's just run it back down with Laggy with a fantastic race. P1, he has not made a mistake. Perry, P2, another fantastic race. And Martinez with a superb race for P3. What a day of racing. What a day.
What a day. And again, it's just highlights that anyone can get the podium.
Exactly.
One of the front guys are having a bad day, and clearly Vutigi's had a very bad day.
And here we are, the top 3, Laggy, Perry and Martinez. This has been a spectacular weekend, guys. We hope you're in it for the next one. We will be racing in Imola, same time next week. Get ready for these drivers, because this is going to be a spectacular event. It's going to be down to the wire. Will Vutigi win? Will Laggy win? Or will Perry win? It's coming down to the wire, and it's going to be fought out in the crown jewel of Monaco. That is it for me. Julie, would you like to say anything else?
That is it for me from the commentary box, and I shall see you all in season 2.
See you all. Take care. And we'll make sure to appreciate it in the next one. See ya.